Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the MasterMinds. Happy Friday and good afternoon / noon and / wherever you're joining us from. We're ESCAPETHEROOMers and this is episode 66. I'm Brandon.
I'm Stacey, and today we have an exciting thing to do before we introduce our guest.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's over here. This guy. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. And that is Wout, the creative director of Crimibox, all the way from Belgium.
Yeah.
Belgium.
It's at 10 p.m. right now.
It's perfect time for drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time for drinking.
You should be drinking, we should not, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, so before we formally introduce him, we're going to get on business raffling of this big one.
Yeah.
The Antikythera.
I don't think they're ready. Who's ready? Are you ready for this Antikythera Tablets?
I'm here for this. I can't just wait for this till the end.
Yeah, right. They don't really want it right now, right? Let's.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway.
Nobody's typing anything, so I assume they're not ready for. Oh, okay. Angela's ready.
Angela's like, as long as
Angela's ready. All right, Matthew's ready. All right, so
Okay.
I guess we should just do it, right?
Yeah.
Should we do it?
So Antikythera Tablet from Don't Eat Puzzles, and I even brought out like a clear cup this time.
Yeah,
just
we
to
want to make
prove
sure that.
we're doing this right.
Well, hold
There's
on.
no like.
Is it a
hidden
little bit
agendas
green
or
screen
secrets.
transparent? Yeah, shake it up.
It's probably the most
Okay.
we've gotten in terms of like entries. So
Well, before we do that, let's just give a shout out, say hi to our guests. We have Angela. Welcome, Angela from Kraken Night. Matthew Louie, what's going on? Orsi from Enigma Fellowship. How you doing, Jimmy?
Crimibox, yeah.
Yeah. And Steven, how are you doing, sir? And Karen. All right. Yeah. So let's do it. Let's do it. Who's feeling lucky?
Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm gonna use a tweezer this time to pick out the winner.
All right, tweezer it is. Here we go.
The tweezer is a little bit shaky. My hands are shaky.
This is the longest drum roll ever.
My tweezer's not working, so I'm just about to do this.
Here we go. Who's it?
My God, it's Jen. Jen McFarlane.
Johnny Philby. Wow.
Yeah, her sister just won something. Oh my goodness.
Congratulations, Jen. You have just won the Antikythera Tablets from Don't Eat Puzzles.
Now everybody's gonna know. We're not gonna tell them her address, right? Because they're just gonna go.
Yeah.
To her.
You're going to get a lot of guests stopping by, Jen.
They're like, Jen, here's more chocolate for you. Would you like to share the tablet?
Only if it's Enigma chocolate. Otherwise, she will not accept anything else.
Wow.
All right. So now back to our normal schedule. Let's welcome Wout. Wout is the creative director of Crimibox and the maker of In Jericho.
All right.
Let's
so,
get to it.
This is the bio that I have. So I need a little more information. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Have you created any other puzzle games design before Crimibox?
Yes. So I'm Wout. I'm from Belgium. That's why I have the crazy name.
It's just Michael O'Brien.
It's
here.
Michael over here, but Wout in Belgium.
It's a very basic name here, so I apologize for all the other languages who have to pronounce it well. So my name is Wout. I worked 2 years for Crimibox, and this is actually the first English thing we made, but normally make a lot of things in Dutch. So I've made a few. If there's any people from the Belgium or the Netherlands, they can dive right in. But not a lot of English stuff for the moment, but I'm in the near future. That's
We're hoping for more of your games offered here in English.
Nice. Okay. Well, in this virtual town that you've created, Jericho, how did you come up with the idea? Like, where did the inspiration come from?
That's a good question. Like, we're all very obsessed with like the Netflix murder stories, those kinds of stuff, and true crime. So we get a lot of inspiration like in that area. Just a lot of stories, I guess. I've always been a huge like murder nerd, let's say it like that, and always very much into those kinds of stories. So just like start from there and then like build it up.
So you mentioned Netflix. Any favorite shows?
Oof! Oh no! Now under pressure, I won't be able to say any shows. It's like the classic. What do I like on Netflix?
This could take a while.
I think The Sinner was great. Like
The Sinner. Oh, Jessica Biel.
Yeah, she was amazing. What else did I watch recently?
I could kind of see where that inspiration comes from now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Deeply disturbing stuff always. And then the serpent, for example, that was really mind blowing to me.
Serpent.
Yeah, very scary. Let's keep it with those two for the moment. Those are the biggest ones, I think.
I mean, if you think of anything else, you can add on to it later.
Yeah, they love suggestions. We love suggestions.
Wild Country. That's also great, and that's real. It's like real true crime, gold story, but it's crazy.
You said something country. We missed the beginning.
Wild Country.
Wild
It's about adults in America. So
yeah.
Okay, gotta check that.
By the way, I'm sure a lot of people, some people have played Crimibox, Missing in Jericho, and have questions. If you have questions, type it in. We'll definitely relay them over to Wout.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll display any answers.
No, probably not.
No.
No answers, no spoilers, just answers.
Yeah. So this is probably like the longest digital game that we've ever played because it took us like 3 days to get through it. There was a completed 4 chapters. If you're done with the game, it's like 4 chapters. And I think I took like maybe 4 or 5 pages of notes, just even though I can't read my own handwriting, but I'm just like, here we go. Yeah. So was your design process coming up with the ending first, or did you have to like write each chapter as you go, like new ideas developed?
That's a very interesting question, because I would say like in a normal project, I would definitely like start with the end, actually. So I would say like, what would be a cool crime? In what way? What would be an interesting motive? What would be an interesting character? What would be an interesting way to make people get there? But because this was this long of a story, like 10 hours plus for a lot of people as well, we really wanted to make sure like that it's not like a dead part in the story, that it's not like, okay, so it's like chapter 3 and now it's just like some in-between work, and then chapter 4 will be very cool. So we really wanted to make sure like every chapter on itself was contained a lot of story and contained a lot of like puzzles and those kind of stuff. So I really worked. I had some idea, and also like because I made all the residents of this fictional town, I had some idea of like, I don't trust you. You might be up to something. But actually, I really tried to make it like chapter by chapter, and then in the end, you go back just to make sure like, am I contradicting myself at one point, and kind of put some Easter eggs in there as well. That's like for yourself.
Yeah, we did see a couple of them in there.
So you did you put out all 4 at the same time, or was it like one chapter and then you waited a little bit?
We left some time in between just because like we wanted to make sure we got a lot of feedback before we changed stuff up. So I think like in our original release there were like 2 weeks in between every chapter, but it was meant to be like in one part at one point. So if people buy it now, it would be one complete
together,
story.
right? Yeah. And did you take any ideas from any of your players who like wrote in your fan page like, oh, maybe I should make this guy bad because they all think that he's bad, or like, no, I should make this guy good because they all think he's bad?
There were like a few characters, like I had one person who said, I really hate this character. I don't think I can say it because I'm going to be giving a little spoiler, but I was like, don't worry about that character.
He's gonna be gone soon.
Like,
you won't even see him anymore.
By the way, I love the storyline. Honestly, I could see this being a movie, like really like a psychological mystery thriller detective film that would pull you in constantly, because it keeps you on your toes. There's so many twists and turns. And it's one of those types of films that we love because it's so, like she's always trying to play guess. She's like, I know who it is. I know who it is.
Know it right now. Yeah.
Not with this one. Not with this game. You were
too
like,
many characters involved.
Yeah.
I can't even. Yeah. But then I mean, you got his attention because he usually doesn't read, so it was.
Oh, I was reading.
Yeah.
I was reading a lot.
So that was great.
Nice. But we also like because that's something we find very important, because you have like a lot of people who come into contact with this game from the puzzle side more, and a lot of people who come in contact with the game of like being interested to the story. So it puts a lot of effort in of like people who say reading is not really for me, that it's like, okay, sure, you're gonna have to read a little bit just because it's like a story and we want to make sure you get the story. But there are people who want to read everything on the website. for example, and there's a lot of text on there. Most of it is just Easter eggs. It's some small things that you really need to continue in the story. So we really want to make sure, like, people who come in from either sides don't feel like, oh, this is not for me. It's hopefully for everyone. That's,
Right.
Yeah, I love that white wall behind you, by the way. It really accentuates your beautiful shirt.
I know.
Yeah, you're getting some compliments on your shirt. Jimmy Cow loves your shirt. So.
That's a lie. I know Jimmy because I work with Jimmy, and he's the first one to give critique about my outfits.
So if your shirt goes missing, you know who it is.
I know who it is.
Fine, well, sure. That's it. That's the next game. Missing shirts from
missing from wardrobe.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, I'm kind of phasing. My head is phasing. You guys are seeing behind my mastermind right now. There's like you're seeing like a transparent head right now, but
You have so many douche
there's
jokes.
too many.
Okay, so there's about like 20 characters. Like I said, there's a lot of characters in this game, yet they're all connected in some ways.
Yeah.
At any point, did you confuse yourself with who's who during this creative process?
Yeah. I can really say that at many points. Like you had 3 pages of like story. I had at one point, I think, 70. Like just because like you have to make sure. So I would make, for example, a lot of timelines of like this character is here at this point and this character is here at this point. But then you make some change and you have to go back even further in time. So yeah, I confused myself a lot, and thank God there were a lot of people testing me every move to make sure, like, this character cannot do this, right? You know this, and I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, of course I know this, yeah,
because he's already dead.
Yeah, where is she?
I love to see that whiteboard. What do you guys work with when you're creating this? Like,
this is not a whiteboard; it's just a very white.
They just go to the wall.
We just built the widest wall in creation, but we do have a whiteboard a bit further in the office.
Kind of like a crime scene, like whiteboard with lines and everything.
Yeah, like connecting stories and.
Sometimes it really is like that. Yeah, I'm very bad for the environment because I use a lot of paper while working, and like sometimes I have to go back to my paper and there's just like one word on there, like murder, and I have no idea what I meant with it. But
yeah,
so it must be important for the story somehow.
Well, at least you can read your handwriting. That's already a start.
Yeah, some people can't. So
my handwriting is very bad as well. So.
Nice. Well, if anyone's interested in diving into this virtual town and solving the dark secrets,
oh, sorry. Well, I was early in the trigger.
Finish my sentence.
Early in the trigger. What was that?
You can type in, "I'm ready to interrogate," to be entered into the raffle to win a free code for Missing in Jericho.
Yeah.
And you will not be disappointed if you stick till the end.
Yeah, 3 to 4 days of 3 to 4 days of
4 days till the end.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be a changed person in the end.
Yeah,
everything will be different.
Absolutely.
So once again, I still feel like a lot of people have already played this game that's like watching the show right now. But if you haven't, or if you think one of your friends will enjoy this, feel free to type into the raffle, and they'll get
it's
to
definitely a really great gift to keep somebody really busy, especially someone who loves to puzzle and do detective work. And you know,
what's that?
What was that? It's happening again. It's always happens on Fridays. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's addressed to Wout. Wout. Oh, wow, that's you. Okay. Crimibox. And we already know we just got the source. The source is coming from a Enigma's Puzzle Hunt playing cards.
Yeah, they're no joke. Good luck.
We have a video package that we're going to send to you. Let's see what we can do, right? I mean, I'm confident in Wout. Here we go. Let's just play it for you. Here we go.
Okay, great. Hey, Crimibox, we have a cryptic forward for you. We hope you enjoy it. This is a flat. A flat is a small puzzle in verse where 2 words in the verse are replaced by placeholder words. You have to figure out what the original words were. It'll become more obvious when I read you the verse. This particular type is called a deletion. It is going from 6 letters to 5 letters. So you need a 6-letter word, then you need to knock out one of those letters to make a 5-letter word, and both of those need to make sense in the verse. Here it is. The judge was caught accepting bribes, and for that crime was tried. He got a chance to see the system from the other side. His sentence was hard labor, turning boulders into fleet, F-L-E-E-T. He'll be there till the end of time. They make him use his feet, F-E-E-T. Now you can see fleet and feet are a deletion. You take the L out of fleet to get feet. But those words don't make sense in the verse. What we need are 2 other words, a 6-letter word that replaces fleet, then knock a letter out to get a 5-letter word that replaces feet, and have those things make sense within the verse. They don't have to rhyme, but they do have to make sense in the context of the verse. So hopefully we can get this put up in words so you can see it. But otherwise, enjoy, find the 2 words that complete the verse, and have fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Or,
I told you good luck. Like I am.
So, wow, where are we in the
Okay.
thought process? Do you have the answer, or do you need more time? We can bring it back later for you, or
I think I got it.
Yeah.
oh, excuse me. Okay. Do you want to give it a go? Go ahead.
Just because I was thinking like judge, so my first thought would be hammer, but that would be very hard. So I would think the first word is gravel, and the second word is gavel.
Wow. All right. And without taking notes, we saw you. You were like, you
He's
know,
reaching for a paper, and then he's
deep
like,
thought.
Reaching for a paper, I'm praying to whatever deity
yeah.
was.
Good job.
Congratulations, Wout. That was great. Yeah.
A really cool riddle as well.
I'm sure Enigmas will be very proud and happy that you got it on the
Yeah.
first try.
Yeah.
One more time, I'm just going to bring back that secret phrase in case you missed it. It is, I'm ready to interrogate.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go on with our questions.
Yes.
This game had so many components. There were like websites, various voice actors, graphics, the chat box platform. How big is your team in Crimibox? Were they all involved in the making of In Jericho?
Good question. Like when we started, I think so. So the game came out, I think, in 2020. I'm so bad with dates. Maybe even 2019. 2019, I think. Yeah. And then we weren't big at all. I think we had like 3 people who were like always here, and then we had a lot of freelancers. So we had a great graphic designer at that point who did lots of the work because I'm terrible at graphic design. And I focused more on like the story and the riddles, for example. And I was there somebody who did the technical stuff, which I also cannot do. So that was kind of like the team that worked on it at that point. Yeah. So
But then it expanded, I'm assuming, as you grew.
yeah, now we're with 10 people, so a lot more input as well. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like different components to the game itself. So I'm sure you needed a lot of people who specialize in certain parts to
Yeah.
make it complete.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, I love to see like teamwork. That's how you make a successful game.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's a great team. So that's very nice.
So what would you say like that the most challenging thing you had to face when creating the game?
Interesting question. I think the hardest part was just I've already focused on that 10 hours because like this was a Kickstarter game, so we started the Kickstarter and we said like let's make this 10 hours. We will make it as cool and as big as we can. And then the part was like, okay, so let's make a 10-hour game, and then we were like, okay, how will we keep this interesting? How will we keep this something that people will stay invested in? So that was a big challenge. And then also like because we had a lot of technical stuff we really wanted to put in there. This is a bit of a spoiler, but like some stuff happening with your phone when you reach some point. There's some technical cool gadgets we really wanted to put in there as well. And as I said, I'm terrible with anything technical, so I had to have a lot of people who said like, this is not possible what you're
Right.
discussing. This is like actual magic. So this won't be possible. Let's try it like this, and then it will be possible. And so making sure like my ideas were not too crazy was also where we needed a team.
You had people to keep you intact.
Yeah.
Ways, yeah.
Focus on just 10 hours, not 10 days. Because that's what happens when you start creating a game and you just don't know when to stop.
I honestly, there could have been a chapter 5, 6, and you could have kept going. I'm sure there was so much material just being created. It's like, all right, how do we end this thing? Like, we could just keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't really know. Did it end? I mean, I'm
Well,
going to have that question.
Yeah, we're going to find out from you.
No. But
And
I'm
also, go ahead. Did you want to finish? What are you?
But just saying, like, I'm a big history freak as well, so I really like that's something I really enjoy in like making a game of like putting so much effort into like backstory that you won't even see when you're playing the game, but just like to make sure like I want this character to make sense. So this character went here at this point in time, and it's not something you will see in the game, but it's something that helps me a lot, for example, to make sure everything stays the way it should.
For sure. And also, did you prepare any interesting stories that you want to share with the audience, whether from the design side or also, maybe from the player side?
So from the design side, I first wanted to show like, because this was my favorite thing. This was like the map that was made with like the amazing graphic designer we had back then, Andy, who did an amazing job. And that was like the moment for me where I was like, okay, this can be very cool. Like when I saw this map, I was very happy. So I wanted to show it very fast. The story I have, just because like people who have played it know we work with a chatbot who has to communicate with you as well. And we made a free game, like before we made like the big Missing in Jericho game, we made like a game of like people giving a taste of like what it could be. And it was very strange because it was like the first time I made anything in English. So I was very scared of making stupid mistakes, which I did frequently at any point. And at one point, so it's like a story about a private detective that gets killed. You have to find out what happens. And when the moment comes when people visit their office, every player, I think more than 1,000 people played that game, and every player asked, I want to see the kitchen. And I was so incredibly confused because I was like, did I not make clear this was like an office space? I don't know which kitchen you want to see. So I had to go back, and I had sleepless nights because of it, because I was like, this is a fluke. This is a one-time thing. This must be something crazy that some people just thought of like, let's go to the kitchen. Until I went really deep into the things the chatbot said. And at one point, the chatbot asks, like when you want to enter the office space, the chatbot asks, do you want to go inside first or should I go inside first?
Uh-huh.
And people say, you should go inside first. She says, is somebody cooking a chicken? Because is somebody having a cookout? Because I smell chicken. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was very clever of myself, of like, oh, I get the English language. Like, I smell chicken, right? Somebody's being scared.
Okay.
Chicken. I'm like, this is great writing. This is great copywriting. And it did not work, and it was very, very bad. And like, I got emails of like, I can't visit the kitchen you're referring to. It's very annoying. So that did not work at all.
Everybody's paying attention to all these little details.
Yeah,
like
they're
the
deciphering everything that they come across.
Everything you put in there, it could become a clue to them.
Well, that's like us when we walk down the street now. We're like, wait, was that bus there before and now it's there? And why is it following me? And now we're just paranoid about everything. Everything we're kind of observing now and taking a closer look at.
But that's the best part. Like we really love our community because they're so dedicated, and also like they like the things, because they dive so much deeper into stories than they used to, because we had like a lot less big following. So it's very cool. Like they even check, like if you say like this video is taken at 6 o'clock in the evening, they're like, well, your shadows are wrong. And then you're like, okay,
wow.
we'll change the shadows, those kind of stuff. So that's actually, I really love that, actually. I love those kind of details, because it is something we could use as a riddle sometimes. So it's
they're checking you on the shadow, what do you call it?
That's great.
Orientation. It's We have a question from Peter Jan wants to know, is Missing in Jericho like a computer game?
We didn't really explain the game before, so
I just like started talking. That's great. Always what I do. So yeah, it's kind of a digital. So the way I explained it, but it's hard to explain, so I make sure I do as fine job as I can. So it's actually a digital murder case. So you get a lot of files sent to you, a lot of stuff you can check out, and then you have to solve the case. And how you will do this is you will interact on a server with a chatbot where we will be able to, for example, talk to the residents of the town, investigate people if they have criminal records, those kinds of stuff. But your investigation actually goes a lot further than that, because you also have to check out websites, you have to go to social media, sometimes you have to send mail, sometimes you have to, you really make phone calls, those kind of stuff. So it's actually, we really try to mimic how it would be
in a real
case as best as we can.
Yeah. So I mean, to answer your question, just in case you know, because some people do get confused on if there are any tabletop components to it, or if there's anything that would be mailed to you with paper, because sometimes some games are like collaborative of digital and tabletop. So this is just digital.
Completely digital.
Completely online, and you could just purchase a code, and then you can just like play with your friends together. I guess you could share a screen on the computer if you do a Zoom call, but it will probably be better if you purchase your own code, and then you can play together. So, all right. So going forward, did you obviously have a fan base, like you said already? Before, probably not as much, but now you have almost 20,000 followers on Facebook. Wow. What made you guys say, okay, chapter 4 is like the last chapter? Like, have you thought about continuing the story now that you have this fan base waiting for you?
Like, as I said, like I made it chapter by chapter, and while I was at chapter 4, I really felt, and it was also like always meant to be 4 chapters. So I felt like at that point I was really like thinking, how can we complete this story? How can we end it? So no, actually, I didn't ever think of chapter 4 not being the last chapter, because like at that point I was like, this person had something to do with the crime. I was very happy with like the motives of this person, like why things happened and those kinds of stuff. So no, actually, I don't know if that's
like, oh, but all the fans are gonna be so sad.
So mad.
Bummer. That's not gonna. Okay. Well, I mean, you perhaps might have something new in the development.
Yeah. Well, do we need to play Think or Drink with him to find out?
Well, let's ask first.
Well, let's see what we could get.
Yeah.
First.
I'm sure you have other games and projects at Crimibox that you're working on. Can you tell our audience what else they can purchase or play at Crimibox? Yeah. And is there anything new coming out soon? I guess if it's in English language, that's probably better.
Best for actually, I don't know, maybe I think the marketing team will be kind of mad at me if I kind of like already say everything, but they're not here, so
it's only Jimmy that's here.
It's okay. You can give him your shirt.
Yeah.
Bribe him with your shirt.
He's already gonna steal my shirt, so I might as well just go all in. No, actually, we are working on like a completely digital game as well, in English, that we already made for our Dutch detectives, we call them. But now we also want to make sure like it's much more accessible for everybody around the world. And it's a story. It's called Ashes, and it's about a retirement home where somebody, like a senior, dies, as sometimes sadly happens in retirement homes, and her death is completely natural causes. But there's an urn found in her room, and nobody knows who's in the urn. Is there a person in the urn? And like her family is as well. Like, we have nobody in the family who has been cremated, so we don't know what's happening here. They only get that urn to like solve the entire case.
Right. Is it in the same world as Missing in Jericho, or not connected at all?
It's not connected. So it's a story completely on its own. It will also be a little bit, so it's not 10 hours for people who are like, this sounds like a lot. It will be more like 3-4 hours, and a little bit more like aimed at people who say like, I just want a fun night. I'm going to take some wine, I'm going to get some chips and crack this with my friends. So it's a bit more of a contained story as well that we want to give. So
Nice.
I
When
think
is the release date?
Any ETA on that?
the beginning of October, but I can feel marketing
It's
team
coming up.
Oh, it's a couple of weeks away.
close.
You just put a deadline for yourself, okay?
Yeah, it's December, and I'm like, no, let's move it all the way up. Like, let's go.
You
No.
heard it here first. Somewhere in October,
They
Crimibox.
just need to, take
Ashes.
some wine out and then do a group meeting, and then they're done.
Yeah, a big whiteboard and
I think I will be sick on Monday, so I can avoid the rats of the marketing team. What did you do?
Okay. Well, you can just tell your team, I've announced it on Behind the Mastermind, so, I need to get this out, guys. There's no
Yeah.
other way anymore.
We need to work
It's
on it.
done.
Yeah.
It's in the world now.
it's already embedded. It's already live and it's said. It's out there.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, so I feel like I think it's time for us to test out Crimibox on our Think or Drink.
I don't know. I'm scared of him. I might be drinking
So-
a lot this Think or Drink episode.
I feel like this game is a little torturous, right? Because I feel like there's so much content in this game itself that I'm kind of mad about myself for creating these questions, but I'm not really mad about it.
Well, let's
because
see.
I love this
It's been
game.
a
and
while.
This is what the game is created for.
Right.
So we're going to do this now. And if there are fans out there in the audience who's played this game before, please feel free to save him. Probably
Please.
not gonna happen. And what do we have for drinking today?
We are about to play our game with Wout from Crimibox, and that game is called
Think or drink.
Think or Drink. Okay, Wout, what do you have to drink in front of you, sir?
I have a very strong Dark and Stormy.
Ooh.
Very strong.
I love Dark and Stormies. What kind of rum do you have in there? What brand did you choose?
I think cheap rum, the great one. I just think from first when I saw, I wanted to have a cooler story than this, but yeah,
Those are the best.
Yeah, those are the strongest too.
Mysterious. I don't know.
You don't know what's in
And-
there.
I don't know, could be anything.
Yeah.
They said rum.
Yeah, we were recently on the Infinity Escape Room, and I had a little bit too much of whiskey in that.
You
It
did?
was
You,
just-
you now admit to that you had too many?
There was a
'Cause he
little bit
like,
in
"Nah,
there."
it's nothing.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out our appearance on the podcast for Infinity Escape Room, you should go check that out. We had a lot of fun with
Solve some mysteries. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm revisiting another drink. I had this on a couple of episodes back. I really like this. It was very refreshing. It's by Michelob Ultra Infusions. This is lime and prickly pear cactus.
Definitely not as strong as yours, but
Yeah, nowhere near as strong as yours. But I feel like I'm up against a true competitor, and I might be drinking a lot of this beer.
I don't know. My
So-
questions are a little bit torturous, like I said.
Okay, are you ready?
So,
All right, the way that we play is I'm going to ask you a question. You have 10 seconds from after I ask you.
but if you know,
Give us an
just raise
answer.
your hand.
If you have the answer, just raise your hand. I'll stop the timer, and you can just give it to us.
Audience usually answers after a few minutes.
Or
because-
after he says the
it's a
answer, and
little
it's
delayed.
like, oh, it's...
yeah. So I don't know how much help they can be. All right.
All right, here we go. First question.
Yes.
What year was WAD, World Association of Detectives, established?
Wow.
Is that even in the game? Where's Jimmy now?
That is WAD, World Association of Detectives. What year was it established? By the way, you have a cheering session. Go out.
Nope.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
That's all you're
Thank
getting.
you.
No help or anything.
No help, just go.
Somebody searching for it. I have no idea.
Any year. Give us a year
Oh,
that
yeah.
you want to venture a
Estimate,
guess.
perhaps. You never know. You might win the jackpot or
I'm the
lottery
first
tomorrow.
person with such a bad guess that will be like, no, obviously not. No, that's not. I guessed 1992.
It is 1925, sir. You drink.
Close.
1925. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty close.
I mean, well, he had the
In the
1 and the
same
9
century,
and the Yeah, I mean,
Jimmy said 2007.
I think you should drink twice because Jimmy gave 2007.
He's like, I'm not taking answers from him.
Oh, we failed to mention if the guests give wrong answers, you also have to.
Oh my goodness!
I'm ready.
Jillian was very close.
Jillian, you were very close.
Yeah,
yes, she's off by 4 years. Yeah.
That's
Jillian's like 10-hour game. I play in 2 hours. What are you talking about? Bring it on.
All right, our next question for you is: how many candles were lit on Jericho's town's website to remember Alice?
These are very good, but I will be drunk.
Look, Jimmy typing in like 4 answers.
Wait, Jimmy said 2,000 candles. I don't know if he's answering the last question or this question.
No, but he heard that he has a drink for every wrong answer, so now he just typing out it.
He's counting down. He did 2010, 2000. So how many candles is on the website?
You know, what a team player.
So I'm not going to go with 2000s. I don't feel Jericho has the budget for the candles. If I had to guess, like what would be the logic? I would think like for 30 candles, perhaps, or like.
You got one of the digits right.
Yeah, but still pretty well.
But you didn't need the other digit. You drink.
Just 2 candles.
I know, right? They're so cheap with that. Like, what's
how long ago? It was 1925? Sorry.
Not the story.
Yeah, just not the storyline. Just
So at both questions, I was more than like 20 off. So this is going great. I feel
yeah, and then Anthony Lawson said 11, which means take another small sip. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. You don't have to.
That is so wrong.
All right, our next question.
Jimmy is playing the game as well at home because I feel like if he's wrong, like he should drink as well. I feel.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Jimmy, you should be drinking along with us. I mean, he said drink. I don't know if that's for you or for him, but
very cheerful teammates there.
Yeah, inspirational as well.
Our next question is: there is a Cryptex photo in the game. What word is showing on it? Not the actual answer, the one that was shown in the photo. As soon as you get it.
This one I thought was not bad.
Yeah, I thought this one stood out a little bit.
I just want one right. I've lowered my expectations so much.
And you can't use gavel again. It's not gavel.
It is 5 letters though.
It is 5 letters. It's not gavel.
I'm just going to use logic. This is bad, you guys. Apple, just because it's like famous.
You guys are like in sync.
Mark.
Yeah, but you both have to drink because that's the wrong answer.
Wow.
Wait,
what was your association with the apple?
Yeah, why apple?
Just because like the Cryptex was like made famous by like the Da Vinci codes from Dan Brown. I believe the name. Sorry for people who didn't see the Da Vinci Code yet. Spoiler. I think like the answer of that Cryptex is apple. Also, I know how many letters there should be in like the word that it is. So that was kind of.
Yeah, Mark said the answer should be drink. The answer is noble. Noble. Noble.
He's like, why did I put that answer?
I thought that was an Easter egg, just somewhat I don't know.
We're not gonna say anything.
I liked it, but okay. Number 4. There was a little teddy bear that went into a time capsule. What was the name?
I do remember it.
He's like, these are hard. I'm like, yeah.
My beer is getting warm.
I feel.
Also 5 letters.
Also 5 letters. We'll give that.
It's a name.
Yeah.
Female name. I'm so giving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like.
It just. Somebody has to. Yeah.
Female. You want to give the first letter too?
I named this bear. I remember very clearly, and like there was a moment like I have to give this bear a name. I was like, "This is funny." I don't even know if it's funny. I've lost everything.
And you can kind of see it in your mind, but you can't blur it out.
I guess.
Up! You got help. You got help from Jillian. The answer is Petsy.
For the first one. P-T.
Is it?
Yes, awesome.
Oh, very well. Thank you so much, Jillian. I was.
It is.
Somebody has
All right.
Mhm.
I like where Peter Jam was going, Alice. Like, I like the whole Wonderland going down the rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
it's not Alice. We're going to get to the last question
Alice
for you.
is the character in the story. The main character, Alice.
Yeah, but
Was she in the time capsule? You have to find.
we don't know if she's in a time capsule or not.
Can't say anything.
Yeah.
Can't say anything.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rewind that back. And all right, next question is on the Jericho map. The main focus
will
of
be
the
very
whole
easy
game.
for me.
Put that down, sir. Face down. Okay.
Yeah. He can't even see it on there though. You have to click it to see it.
On the Jericho map, whose house is between Wilson and Tidworth? You got this.
Yeah.
Good question.
So many good questions.
Wow, I was like
So many great
cheering for
questions.
you. I said he has this.
I don't know. Wow, but I'm really impressed with like the deepness of these questions.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Isn't that great?
Oh, you
Yeah.
got help. The answer came
Clever.
through from
Yeah.
the Camphuis 1976. The answer is Robin.
God, everybody has to help me.
And then Jillian also came out with the right answers.
Yep, Jillian. Yeah, of course. She has an incredible memory, and especially with all the games she plays, she still can remember some of these games.
Yeah.
Oh man! Well, thank you so much for playing Think and Drink with us, Wout. We really appreciate
We only have
it.
5 questions.
Well, I can give up. I can
No,
give
but I mean,
another
like,
one.
can you imagine? He might not go to work tomorrow.
I can give another question.
Or it's work Saturday. He's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
just have to use the whole weekend to get over my shame.
to reevaluate life and what happened
Yeah.
to Jericho.
Once again, reevaluating life. It's,
Well, congratulations! You made it through Think a Drink with us.
Yay!
All right. So one more time, if you guys missed that secret phrase, one more time, we're going to put it on the screen for you. And it is...
I'm ready to interrogate.
I'm ready to interrogate.
Yeah. Oh, when you said that, I remembered our Alexa when we were asking about, Jeopardy, and she started like whispering to us.
Oh, yeah.
Really creepy.
I don't know if you guys play Jeopardy on Alexa, which we do religiously, but one time we say, oh, can you repeat the question to stall
She started
if we don't have it? And then she repeated the question like this. And it
so
was
creepy.
scary.
So creepy for Jeopardy, right?
I was like, Alexa, what are you
What?
doing? What's going on?
Oh
So I
my
was like,
God.
hold on.
Anyway, so if I
Sorry. Yeah.
I was just a little kind of. So if you guys, this is what episode 66. You have until episode 68 to enter this phrase to enter for the raffle.
Mhm.
So that will air on September 24th.
Ooh, we're getting, yeah.
Yeah, and if
Close.
you're watching this on our YouTube or entering this in the comment section, please remember to email us after if we don't have your contact ready in our contact, because sometimes we announce the winner by the handle on the YouTube. It doesn't alert you. And then if I don't get an answer from you in 48 hours, we will have to redraw a winner. So
Yeah.
that would be a bummer. So remember to email us your email and what YouTube handle is yours. That'll be great. So you're definitely entered in the raffle. And also, we are 3 episodes away from completing our meta puzzle quest now.
Ooh.
So be sure to find all the hidden numbers and letters in each episode to enter for the mega prize from Mobile Escape Game, which is our sponsor for episode 50 to 69.
What letter or number? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, hold on. Let me just clarify something here. Angela, this is not a hidden
Oh, yeah,
number.
yeah. The 30 doesn't count.
This is not a hidden number, just so
No.
you know.
Yeah, this doesn't
There's
count.
so many people.
And the
who are
Chinese
like,
letters
what?
don't count. Chinese characters don't. So hold on. Oh, and my hat. No, so hold on. I'm just. Go ahead. Go.
She was really good
I don't
last
know.
time. She was like, oh, what am
On
I
the
from
mug.
Yeah.
It was on,
there's a letter on a case.
David Kwong's mug.
So just to
yeah.
clarify to everyone, that number does not count either. Oh my gosh.
We
and
should do that though. That definitely.
That is very fun.
Hmm.
So, but we will think about that. Yeah. So we'll reveal the winner on episode 70. And the prize is going to be a 12th episode of season 1 or a gift card that you can use for the entire season 2 if you already played season 1. So next week, we're going to have the creator of Dorama. Ooh, I'm going to try to pronounce this name. Root.
Root.
Yes, Root. Who will be joining us all the way from the Netherlands
Very excited.
Yeah. So where do you think a mystery that hasn't been open since 1970 in a small Dutch town will lead up to us? So that will be the question that we can answer next Friday at 4 p.m. And lastly, Wout, do you have something cryptic for our next guest?
Well, if you do, hang on to that thought. I'm going to clear this screen so that we can give you the entire yes. And then once we do, you're going to be addressing this to Diorama. Diorama?
Sure.
You're going to be addressing this to Diorama with some intensity of your cryptic forward.
Yeah.
And I know you have an image to send us, and we will have that on the screen. But just if you can read it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's your stage.
Here we go.
Okay, great. Hi, Diorama. I hope you're looking forward to a weird riddle that I have for you. It's actually a very easy riddle in explaining for me. I don't know if it will be easy to solve, but it's very easy. You just have to tell me what time is it. And if you do that, then you have solved the riddle. So that was it. It's
right.
short.
Yeah, what time is it?
Yeah.
It still sounds pretty easy.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sure.
We'll see about that. Well, thank you guys for all your support. Remember to like and subscribe our YouTube and Twitch channel if you haven't yet. And as always, we will see you next Friday at 4 p.m.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.